You're listening to the Boxing Coalition.
And it just broke the guy's heart. The guy had nothing left, and he knew he couldn't last another 4 or 5 rounds.
Ricky Wars just smashed his soul.
What it is, let's get it.
Fuck that, this your cat, nigga. You hear me?
Let's get it.
Go kick his motherfucker.
Get that motherfucker in.
Let's see if you do this. Little step back, bang, bang, bang. Little step back, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Try and stop it. Bang, bang. Here I come. Bang. You want to throw sometime? Bang.
Body shot. Boom, 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 boom. And go to the body. Kill that body. You took his nuts, now you gotta take his heart.
Yeah, take his whole soul away.
Yeah, get out of here, Gail. I'll see you later. Find someone credible. Get out of here.
He was higher than a motherfucker. I'll tell you, he was stoned as fuck.
No, it's only a majority decision if there was an even score. There's no even score here. You're an official, right? You're an official of the state. Well, then you don't understand how to score.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable. The crowd here on Fuego.
He's ready to be whooped, man. He's ready to be whooped. He's ready to be whooped.
And now Acosta has stopped it. Wow. That is going to be controversial.
But you really liked to stand toe-to-toe with him in the 12th round, even if you thought you won the fight. It was on. Did you like that? I love you.
Hello, and welcome to the Boxing Coalition, a place to discuss anything boxing. We have a rotating panel of hosts that consist of Chemo, Mao Alpha, Cam, Daniel Lim, and MV Chu. If you want to have your say, call in on Skype. Just add Box Coalition and get involved in the show.
You go away for 1 week and this chick comes in and she just sounds terrible, man. We need to make...
What's wrong with that? I thought she sounds okay.
Hello. Nah, man, come on, what's going on there?
Nah.
I need to speak to Dave. Welcome to the Boxing Coalition. Been a great week in boxing. Obviously, we all know what happened. Cam, how's it going, bro?
Yeah, I'm excellent, you, man. How are you?
I'm fucking great, man. Alright, Ari, how's it going, bro?
I'm all good, chew.
Let's start off with you, Ari. Ari, what are your thoughts on the fights, man?
First of all, actually no, I was going to do something, but never mind. Yeah, man, the fight was good, man.
Did you saw the Kell Brook, yeah? Were you surprised by anything?
I was surprised that he could control Porter so much on the inside. You know what I mean? That was the one thing I didn't expect, and that was the one worry I had when I did pick Brook. You know what I mean? Because we all know how Porter is on the inside, and you expect him to be too strong, even maybe to be contained like he was.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was surprised by the strength of Kell Brook, but I was also surprised how shit Porter was.
Yeah, man. Don't know. Like I said yesterday, he showed no adjustments. He just came in with one style, and maybe the Paulie win got to his head, and him and his dad got cocky off that, thinking that they could just do that to any person now because they're strong, and maybe they, you know what I mean? Maybe they fell for their own hype, like a lot of people did.
I totally agree, man. But Cam, what did you think of the fight, mate?
I had a bad weekend too. Crow for me. I had all my 3 picks were wrong. I had Bika beating Dirrell, which he didn't. I had Estrada beating Figueroa because Figueroa's last performance against Belmonte wasn't that good, and Nota was speaking highly of Estrada. So, and I respect Nota's opinion. He knows his shit. And obviously, I picked against repping my flag, as Ari would say, and I picked Porter just because I didn't think Brook had the tools. He's not really faced higher competition, but obviously I was wrong. Having said that, I actually scored the fight for Porter. I think he had it 7-5. In earlier parts of the fight, maybe the first half, I just saw Porter going forward, try and land punches. Brook wasn't really doing that much. He had some success with the jab. Some of his jabs were getting blocked. Some were getting slit by Porter. I think Porter's first half of the fight performance, he was landing a lot of body shots that weren't really getting noted by the commentators, especially the Showtime, because I watched the Showtime stream today, and it was very significant to me that Al Bernstein at the end of the fight, I think just before the last round, had to point out that, oh yeah, we've not really talked much about Porter's work, but here's some highlights. But throughout the fight, they were always pointing out the positives that Kell was doing, but they weren't pointing out any of the positives that Porter was doing. And I know I'm sounding like a bit, like I'm not digesting my crow properly, but I have to give Kell his props. He had a good game plan. He stuck to it. I just thought the fight was a lot closer to a lot of people saying like the 117-111. I didn't really see that. Like, I saw a draw. I saw a win for Porter and I saw a win for Brook, but not wide for Brook in my opinion.
I had 8 rounds to 4. I gave Kell Brook 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I gave Porter the 12. I gave Porter the 3rd, 5th, 6th and the 12th. 4 rounds I gave to Porter. I thought Shawn Porter was, I'm calling Shawn Porter by his wrong name. Ricky Porter. Sean Hatton. That's his name. Because he reminded me so much of Ricky Hatton. The way he would lunge in, smother his own shots. But the reason why he was wanting to smother Kell Brook was he felt the power. He got rocked with like 10 seconds to go the first round. Done a wee dance, all kind of hopscotch thing. He fucking covered it well, man. He kind of disguised that shit well, but when he went back to the corner, man, and Kell Brook knew he had him hurt. And then after that, I thought Porter he was very aware of the power. I've been saying this since the fucking chemo special. Back in the day, the first chemo special. Shawn Porter isn't anything special, man. He's never faced a puncher. I knew he wouldn't be able to do all that kind of bully shit with Kell Brook. Because Kell Brook isn't Paul Malignaggi. You know, he can punch. He can counter punch. That was just a bad styles matchup. I still think Shawn Porter's a good fighter, but he's not elite.
Yeah, true. You just need to adjust your mic a bit because it's a bit too close. You're getting a bit of noise.
So, man, put it back a wee bit. Who else is on the line? What did they think?
We got Kevin Horn, KH from Long Island. Yo, Kevin, you there?
Yo, what's good?
How you doing, Kev?
I would say what y'all want to know, but I don't even want to talk about it, man. My boy got pounded.
No, you have to talk about it. That's why you phoned up, man. What did you think of the fight?
Yeah, man, I thought it was actually... I didn't think it was that fun of a fight. I don't want to see a rematch because I think another fight will look basically the exact same way because, as Chu said, there was no adjustments by Porter. You know, he is what he is. That's his style. That's his one dimension. And I think he's going to have problems with anybody that's, like, taller and bigger. You know, so guys like Tim Bradley and stuff like that, he might even match up better against who might be better fighters than Brook. But I know you said you didn't see 117-111, but when I scored the fight, I scored it 115-113 because I was kind of giving rounds to Porter that were close and I thought might have went his way. But when I watched it again, I came up with 117-111. I could see 9-3, 8-4. I mean, there just wasn't much clean that Porter was doing. And the body work wasn't it wasn't like Canelo who was, hitting Lara with like easy body shots to see. And you saw him posting up and putting leverage on him. His was like he was coming in off balance and basically stumbling into body shots. And none of them were really landing too clean or too flush. And it was tough to give him rounds. I mean, I was a little frustrated by the holding in the first 3 or 4 rounds. And I thought it was excessive. I thought there could have been a warning of points taken away in the first 3 or 4 rounds. But after that, I thought, what's his name initiated? I thought Porter initiated a lot of the clinches after that and was actually, barreling in and then hooking with his left arm right around Kell Brook's waist. And, he was just as responsible for a lot of the clinches after the 4th and 5th round or so.
Yeah,
once he started getting tagged.
Yeah, regarding the clinches, I think, maybe after the midway point of the fight, Porter didn't mind the clinching, and he was, like you said, maybe instigating it. But to going back what you said about scoring it wide, for me, I just see in the early half of the fight that some of the bodywork done by Porter was not given credit. Like, when you're
and I gave Porter his, and when I scored at 115, 113, it's because I gave Porter those early rounds, so that's probably why my score was closer that time than when I rewatched it and stuff like that. But yeah, you're right, and the commentators never came up with it, and the fact that Showtime doesn't share any of their scores, like they used to, and they just have the one guy, Farhood, giving their scores, dates back to like when Floyd was fighting Maidana, and they didn't want to show Maidana was winning. All of a sudden it's the 6th round, and they show scorecards, and they have even scores. It's like, oh, come on, man. Everybody knows Maidana won the first 6 rounds, like at least 4-2.
Yeah.
So I think since then they haven't been doing the scores. So, it's tough the broadcast was all over the place, but I don't know. I think I was a little frustrated with Brook. He could have even made it easier on himself. If he threw that jab more, he couldn't miss. Like when he threw that jab or the 1-2 or just the straight right hand, he couldn't miss. I feel like if he would have threw it more, he would have been, I still see when Porter was rushing in fast the first 4 rounds, but once he slowed him down around 7, 8, 9, if he would have just let those hands go more, it would have been a sweep. He would have made it easier.
Yeah, and I know Brook's got good accuracy anyway, but his accuracy on Saturday was excellent, and especially I was really impressed with his left hook on the back foot. Like when Porter was running forward, he just take a step back and just catch him clean with a left hook, and he did that quite a lot in the fight, and Porter didn't really adjust to it. But we got a caller on the line. We got Darwin, aka Dat Morris Doe. Darwin, are you there? Darwin. If not, we'll come back to you, Darwin.
I can.
Go ahead, Bruce. Ari, sorry.
Don't you think Brook won the first 2 rounds?
I give him one of them. I think I'll give him the second. I think I'll give Porter the first. I think Brook had that little.
Yeah, I think you scored it 1 and 2, and I scored it the other way, 1 and 2.
Something like that.
We had opposite scorecards.
I gave him both.
The thing is, I don't mind that, Ari, because that fight, it was very close, and there were at least 5 rounds that could have went either way for me. The latter rounds, a lot of them were Brook's, just because Porter started to gas and his work rate went really down and his punches became a lot more smothering. I think they weren't as smothered as much in the first half of the fight, but the second half of the fight, his punches weren't really having any effect. But how did you guys score the 11th and the 12th?
I gave Porter the 12th.
Yeah, I gave him
before
the 12th.
that I gave Brook 8, 9, 10, 11. That's where he really took over. Yeah. And then the 12th round was close, but Brook wasn't doing enough. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Porter was the one that trying in that round, so you had to give it to him.
Yeah. I just think what makes me think it's a closer fight than the 117-111 is the way Brendan Ingle was talking to Brook at the end, saying, look, it's very close, you can do this, you can do this. I don't know if obviously he knew it was wide and he's just trying to G him on, or if they actually thought it was close, or thinking that they're in America, he's a foreign fighter, the judges are not going to give it to you. So it could have been a combination of things. I just thought that was quite interesting because I didn't see that in the in the Sky Sports version, but I did see that conversation happen in the corner with the Showtime version.
Yeah, well, that's obviously if you're away, you gotta put a full stop on it. You know what I mean? That's
exactly,
why,
Ari. You got to think you're down 2 rounds to none before you even start when you're in somebody else's place. That's kind of got to be the approach, in my opinion. But and Cam, and I think you're right. There was a lot of close rounds because there's a lot of rounds where Porter was just so busy. He was initiating the action, and so I can see it being close. But there's a big difference between there's a collection of close rounds and a close fight. You know what I mean? So even though the rounds might have been close, I still feel he lost them. So it piled up, and it got to that 117, 111. And that's the first thing I said. I was like, I scored at 115, 113. But I was like, I wouldn't have a problem with 117, 111 or anything like that because I just thought that's how impressive he was. And I think the backlash Porter's getting right now, everybody wants to fire Ken Porter, and Porter was overhyped. I just think it's tough. I mean, you get beat by another when you fight guys that are in their prime at the top of their game, at the top level, sometimes you lose. That doesn't mean you're a bum. It's just matchups, you know?
And I'm quite surprised. I'm quite surprised because everyone's shitting on Porter now. Like, but before this fight, they were saying like he's the
toughest matchup for Floyd.
Yeah, and now everyone's saying Brook's like the best thing since sliced bread. But before the fight, everyone's shitting on Brook. So it just shows how majority of boxing fans are fickle, because we just jump from one to another. I said before this fight, I picked Paulie against Porter because I thought Porter's not that impressive. And after that fight, I give Porter his props for knocking Paulie out and doing something that he's never done. But I was still critical because I was saying the way he's leaping in with his left hooks. I just thought that maybe the Brook was not world level, and he's proved to me that he is. So congratulations to Brook.
And that's funny you said that, because that lead left hook, even he was doing jumping left hooks, none of those landed. And that was something that Brook obviously came in saying he was going to take away. And he even shot that straight right hand when that left hook fell short, right over the top of that a few times. And I'm not going to say he hurt Porter, but he definitely knocked him off balance and sent him reeling more than a couple of occasions.
Yeah.
He had him hurt in the 7th, definitely, but there was only like 10 seconds left in the round, and Brook smothered himself. Brook like rushed in. I don't know why he rushed in so heavy. If he didn't rush in, if he tried to throw like a 2-piece or something, instead of rushing in like that, maybe, you never know, he might have dropped him.
Brook was also getting a little tired because he was under a lot of pressure. Even though it wasn't effective aggression, he still had to deal with it every minute of every round, pretty much.
Yeah.
But what really disappointed me was Ken Porter. I told you guys, you should have been listening to me. Ken Porter doesn't know what he's talking about.
In what way, Joe?
Well, Shawn Porter's going back to the corner, and then Ken Porter's telling him roughness on the inside. Roughness on the inside? How vague is that? Why don't you give him some technical advice on what to do to get past fucking Kell Brook's jab? You know, I was listening to Dwyer. I don't usually listen to much of Dwyer, but he really broke down the Kell Brook Shawn Porter fight great. He says Shawn Porter has got no variety, and he's got a lot of tells when he throws punches. For example, you never see Shawn Porter jab to the body much. Not in this fight, anyway. And he's got a kind of thing where he kind of, like Ricky Hatton, he kind of cocks his punch before he throws it. And I think his head movement's overrated, man. I've never been a fan of Shawn Porter. He's
I think his head movement is good. I think because he's short, like there's no point for him to jump to the body because it leaves him too open, in my opinion.
But what he was doing, lunging in, is that the alternative?
Oh no, that's not the alternative. I think he needs to add more strength to his bow, because at points when he was kind of going behind the jab and like using the jab to get closer, he was having success, but he just doesn't use his jab enough. He just tries to go in with big lead punches and not set his punches up.
You don't great point, Cam. Nobody, even when you're short, you could jab your way in. You know,
even if you're short, you don't need to land with the jab. You just need to use the jab to fucking step forward.
Yeah,
exactly, and then you don't overstep. You know.
Yeah, it's like a distraction punch. Shawn Porter was obviously reading the hype, thinking that he's going to go in there and knock him out. Kell Brook's never been knocked out, never been down, never been hurt.
And he's a big guy. And it's funny you said that, Chu, because I say the same thing about ever since Robert Guerrero's father got a ton of attention and he started running his mouth and talking about Guerrero's power, I feel like Guerrero's got flat-footed, believed the hype, thinks he has power, and he's like, see, no one can take my power. No one wants to stand with me. Like, Guerrero, when have you been you weren't a big puncher at 135. Now you think you're a big puncher at 147? And I think that's kind of the same way with the whole PED talk, is they got on the strength of Porter, and I think Porter really was buying into it and thinking like he got it because of how his father amped him up as well. Similar situation, I think, in my opinion. I don't know. I think, Chu, you think that as well. I don't know if you guys think that either.
Man. I mean, Kev, just to kind of elaborate on that, because I did call up the boxing voice, but I didn't really articulate it very well. Not like you did. You done it well, but when it's a father telling the son that he's great, is different than a stranger telling you, or someone that you haven't grown up with telling you is great. You know, you take it more to heart. You know what I'm saying? It's like if Angel Garcia is telling Danny Garcia he's the best fighter in the world, man, my son will never be defeated. Danny's more likely to believe that, and then he'll kind of rest on his laurels a bit. That was the point I was trying to make. I just think that, by and large, father and son combinations in boxing don't work, and the evidence is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and shout out to Monocle, my boy Monocle78 in the chat. He made a point about Porter using the head, the head. Early parts of the fight, he was just leading with his head too much. I know he's small and he's trying to get close, but there were points where he was kind of like pushing it into Kell's face when Kell was against the ropes, man. You can't really do that type of shit, man. And almost that cut he received was a bit of karma, because obviously after that cut it was affecting him, and like his face was a bloody mess at times. Where I think Brendan Ingle did excellent with Kell's cut, because he managed to kind of keep the blood. The flow stop now and again. Obviously it kept opening up, but it was a lot better work than what Porter's corner were doing with his cut. I think they didn't handle his cut that well. I think Jim Watt brought it up as well, that like they were pouring water into the cut, and that it's not really a good idea, because it doesn't stop the blood flow, and it washes out any medication that you've put in there as well. So yeah, but
it looked like they were using an ice cream scoop.
Just getting a bit of Haagen-Dazs.
I thought it was an ice cream scoop. I haven't seen that kind of whatever that shit was.
Ice cream, getting some Haagen-Dazs out. But like, what would you like to see next for Brook? Like, we've discussed this quite a lot on WhatsApp and stuff. But like, do you see like an easy defense back in Sheffield, and then maybe a Khan fight next summer or something?
I want the Khan fight now, because Khan's still going to look for Mayweather. You know what I mean? He'll even like he can't. I don't know if Khan has Guerrero. They say he's got Guerrero, and he beats Guerrero. I think he'll still want Floyd, because you know what I mean. It's a bigger fight internationally. Even though I think Hearn would give him a bigger offer than Floyd, because Floyd doesn't really give you big offers. Like what I mean, he must only make $5 million on Floyd, if Khan Brook, if he gets pay-per-view cuts as well, he can most likely make over £10 million, and that's pounds, compared to dollars. So, but I think they should but the problem is that the weather, they can't really have it like in a stadium in around December, January, obviously, because you can't depend on British weather. It's going to rain out most probably, isn't it? So, but yeah, if I had a choice, I'd say Khan fight, but if not that, then a homecoming kind of fight against someone like maybe Leonard Bundu, the European champ, you know what I mean, or something like that. Just not too hard a fight, and then try and get a big summer fight in with Khan, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Bundu fight. I think that'd be a good fight for both of them, because Bundu deserves a title fight and a step up fight, because he's been paying his dues, and I think that's a comfortable fight for Kell back in Sheffield. Fill out the Motor Point Arena. I think the capacity is about 10,000. That'll easily get filled up, and just have a good defence at home, kind of celebrate as a homecoming, and then look for the bigger fights after that. But Chu, what do you think? What would you like to see next for Kell?
A sexy name.
Jose.
I don't know, actually. Yeah, I want to see Khan next. I want to see Khan, but from what they're talking, like they're going to have a chin-up fight first. I think that's bullshit, man. I think Kell Brook's 28. Why risk getting beat in your next fight? Unless it's one of Hearn's South American renter job guys. I just think I found it strange that Paulie Malignaggi wasn't commentating on the Showtime thing. Maybe Paulie Malignaggi. Like Paulie Malignaggi's quite a big name in the UK, but I don't want a domestic fight. I want an international fight. I want a Keith Furman. I want an Amir Khan. Somebody like that. But you know what Eddie Hearn's like. He's going to make it safe, the next one, to set up the mega fight later.
Yeah, I've seen Paulie lately, and he's looking a bit fat, so I think his passion for like the boxing side's gone, and I think he prefers just much the commentating and just flying about and getting deals with Sky and getting deals with Showtime. So I think he's done some Fox Sports stuff as well. So he's commentating. He's all over the place. But I think we've got Darwin back in the line. Darwin, are you there?
Yeah, my bad. I was on mute earlier. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's your thoughts on the fight?
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm going to make it quick because I'm on the train. So I thought, you know what? I've seen Kell Brook fight about a few times early in his career, and a lot of people called him a bum. But what I saw, I always thought he was, he had some skill, and he was very strong. So I don't feel like people were giving him like the props that he should get, like, for taking on this fight. So I wasn't surprised what I saw last night. What I was surprised was his composure, because this was his first time on the big stage, and this was overseas as well, and he looked extremely calm. And normally when you have fighters take that big gap from domestic to to the world class stage, they just sometimes they freeze or they don't perform as well because of jitters and stuff. But I didn't see that at all with Kell Brook. I thought Kell Brook looked pretty good. I mean, I had 116 and 112. Shawn Porter, I still think he's a good fighter, but he has some flaws that he needs to work on, because obviously now a lot of people can see that he's limited. Pretty much that's it.
And what would you like to see next for Brook? Like, who would you like to see fight?
Sorry, could you repeat that again?
Who would you like to see Brook fight next?
I would like to see Brook fight. I don't know. There's a lot of fighters. He probably can't fight the fighters on Top Rank, huh?
Yeah, Darwin, we can't hear you properly. Your voice is going really low.
Okay. Can I just call you guys back because I'm on the train?
Yeah, no problem, bro. Yeah, just call us back.
Okay.
Darwin's on a mission to go somewhere.
I'm on the Kell Brook train.
But just on Darwin's point about Brook, like, a lot of people like not rating him, I think that just comes down to his resume, and I think a lot of people were critical of his fight against his two fights against Carson Jones. So they thought, well, this guy's not well level, and obviously maybe I was one of those people as well. Like, really, before Porter, who was his best win? Really, probably Sinchenko or Jones, and really they're not really high level opposition. So it's understandable why people were critical of Brook before this fight.
No, I don't think it is understandable, man. I mean, there's a lot of injuries happen. He was meant to fight Devin Alexander 3 times. He got injured 3 times. It just happened to be 3 different injuries.
No. He got injured twice, and Devin got injured the other time.
Well, twice then, that means it's not as bad. I just think on that evidence on Saturday night, Kell Brook would beat Devin Alexander. I don't think there's any doubt. And also he would beat pretty much everybody in the welterweight division who isn't Keith Furman. I think Keith Furman would beat Kell Brook, but I think apart from that, maybe Floyd. Yeah, Floyd would beat Kell Brook, but Kell Brook, in my opinion, would beat Madonna. He would beat all the kind of Soto Karasis and all this shit. So I mean, I want to see really Keith Furman against Kell Brook. That would be a great fucking fight, man.
Alright, 2 things. You see Kell Brook beating Pacquiao?
That'll be a close fight, man. I think Pacquiao in his prime would probably knock out Kell Brook. But the Pacquiao of today, who also has a habit of fucking lunging in. And, I won't even take the credit for this, because Dwyer said this in the very same YouTube video that I was talking about earlier. Pacquiao has a tendency to jab. He needs to touch you with the jab before he throws the left. So he needs to touch you with the jab before he throws the power punches. I just think he's kind of predictable, but his speed lets him get away with it, and I think he's slowing down now and he's getting touched more. And I think if a puncher like Kell Brook can touch him, he'll be, that's a 50-50 fight. In other words, 50-50 fight could go either way.
What about Marquez? You see Brook beating Marquez?
What Marquez are we talking about? Are we talking about a VADA-tested Marquez?
Trust you to bring up drug testing.
Yeah, man. No, if it's a fully drugged and blood tested Marquez, I pick Brook.
What if he's been drug tested but he's still got acne back?
and he still got them crazy abs.
Yo, it's hard work, dedication, baby.
If it's that Marquez, then maybe I'll pick Marquez. But
what's your thoughts on Brook and Bradley?
Who's that to?
Any of yous?
Either or.
Who wants to pick it?
I don't want to see that. You, Harry?
Come on, Harry. You can say it. Desert Storm, baby. The Desert Storm. 8-4.
No, I'm picking Brook on that one. Fuck it.
Yo, guys, you gone.
Bradley will just bring activity. He hasn't got punching power. You know what I mean? He rushes in a bit like Porter. I think Brook could be able to tie him up like he did Porter and keep him on outside with a better jab and a big reach advantage that we have.
Yo, guys, we got a few callers. Let me get to this guy first.
All black ski mask, glove, tuck the thing. Ski mask swing.
I still got the black ski mask to throw on.
What up, everybody in the coalition? Big shout out to the UK. I'm happy for you guys for that victory yesterday. Well, I should say Saturday. Big shout out. Now we can finally see Amir Khan versus this motherfucker Kell Brook.
Yo, how did you see the fight playing out, Joe?
Let me tell you right now, man. I was live at the fight. I went to the weigh-in. Man, you know what, guys? I think I was I was up here talking about that. I was picking Shawn Porter. But you know what? After I went into the weigh-in, I'm not even saying this because he won yesterday or anything like that. But when I seen him at the fucking weigh-in, dude, this motherfucker was ready, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, his physical physique was just phenomenal, man. Way better than fucking Shawn Porter, man. Shawn Porter looked more athletically like fit, as far as like he looked more thin, but you know, not as much muscular build. But when you looked at Kell Brook, man, this guy was just well-rounded all the way around, man. This guy was just muscular. He just looked like that was his weight size, as opposed to Shawn Porter. He looked like he was actually smaller than what he should be at that weight class. So when I seen him at that fucking weigh-in, man, the first person who I called up was Nestor Gibbs, man. I was like, man, you know what? I wouldn't be too surprised if this boy Kell Brook takes it, and he did. You know what? I'm happy that it happened. Well, you know what? I said it in the last show. I will be happy with either or. Because if Shawn Porter would have won, we would have seen Keith Thurman versus him. And if Kell Brook would have won, then we would have seen him versus Amir Khan. So, you know, I'm just happy with whoever won, man. And Kell Brook, I think he deserved it, dude.
I totally agree. And you'd like to see the Khan fight next, or would you like to see it kind of build up a bit, Joe?
I don't know how people are just automatically trying to throw Kell Brook into Thurman already, man. Fuck that's a little bit too quick, man.
Well, to be honest, he did call him out in his pre-fight.
Yeah. You know what? He did, but you know what? I don't want to see that fight right away. You know, it's just something Virgil Hunter would say. I don't want to see that fight right away. I don't want to see that fight right away.
You want some marination. You want some marination.
Yeah, man. I want Kell Brook to enjoy this moment, man. Because I honestly think he could beat Amir Khan, man. I honestly think he could beat Amir Khan.
Right, thanks, Joe. I'm going to hang up on you now because you said that, so...
seriously... Let me explain why I think he could beat Amir Khan, man.
But you think he's out of class with Keith Thurman, but he's he's not out of class with Amir Khan? Like, why is Keith Thurman, everybody got this guy like he's indestructible? I mean, the guy's facing top 20 guys. He's not even faced top 10 guys yet.
Yeah, but I mean, first of all, we won't see Keith Thurman right away, right? Because I think he has a fight coming up. Correct? I think he has a fight coming up pretty soon.
He don't have anything scheduled.
No, I think he's injured. I think he's recovering from injury at the moment.
Yeah, he has nothing scheduled for the rest of this year. So
Keith Thurman's a bit like Triple G. No one wants to fight him, so I'm not really basing him on his opposition. Because he's not fought anyone yet, because no one wants to fight him. So.
I mean, yeah, but when you look at Kell Brook, you think he'll be outclassed by Keith Thurman? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like,
it'll be close, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think it will play out.
They're in the same level. They're all in that 5 to 10 level.
I think it will play out like the Chavez fight. You know, it will be technical, but at the end of the day, I think it'll be who has the most strength, man. And something tells me about fucking Keith Thurman, man. This guy has a fucking punch. I even if he would have had fought Shawn Porter, I would have had Keith Thurman on that shit. Because I just think
we've also seen Keith Thurman in every one of his fights get clipped and get on his bike.
Yep.
Yeah, he does, and that's true.
But
yeah.
Huh? I was going to say, like, I've said it in the past, and this sounds stupid, but I like that. I like the fact that he's been hurt and he knows what to do. You know, like, there's guys that go through in a long career and then they finally get hurt and then just fall to pieces, where he's been clipped, he knows what it feels like, and he knows what to do when he gets clipped. So it's kind of a
But he hasn't been clipped by any big punchers, though. And
no, he got hurt by Soto Carras. I know Soto Carras is not a massive puncher.
Soto Carras is not a big puncher.
No, he's not a big puncher, but he's got a good, decent punch. He's not feather-fisted.
No, he's definitely not Paulie. He's not a weak guy, but, you know, I mean, Chavez rocked him a couple of times, and Chavez couldn't hurt Rios. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know. I just think everybody's rushing on the Keith Thurman bandwagon, and now,
man,
I don't know.
As much as I like Soto Carras, man, but he hasn't been showing me nothing these last 2 fights. If anything, I think he's probably too big for that weight class, man.
No, I think he's done, man. I think
he makes the weight good, but the thing is, when he fucking rehydrates, this guy balloons up so big that on the day of the fucking fight, he's fucking moves so slow, and I honestly, I don't like that shit.
Yeah. Guys, let's move on to another caller. This guy, I love his calls and the boxing voice. He's not been on for a long time, man, but he's always entertaining. Shout out to Malibongwe. Are you there, Malibongwe?
Yeah, I mean, brother, what's going on?
Good, Malibongwe. How did you...
Oh, shit, motherfucker.
yeah, motherfuckers, you gotta up your game. You better up your game. What's up?
Yo, Malibongwe, man, it's an honor to have you on the show. What did you think of the fight on Saturday?
Look, I thought the fight was a good one. I scored 115-113 for Brook. Motherfuckers that think that Porter won the fight, I don't know what they're smoking. One thing I'd like to let you know, guys, there's no one that have ever looked good against Azuma Nelson. No one ever looked good against Dwight Mohamed Kawi. No one ever looked good against Agapito Sanchez. And I always go back to the history of boxing because everyone gets so excited when they see these guys coming up and they think that it's things that we have never seen in the history of boxing. My point here is, fucking Porter, man, the way he fights, his style and everything is very, very frustrating, you know, because this is the guy that is coming in all angles. He throws a lot of punches, and he's rugged, you know what I mean? And all I'm trying to say here, I take my hat off for Kell Brook because he was there. He was very, very accurate with his punches. He threw effective, clean punches. His jab was amazing. He showed beautiful jab. Already this kid, I'm not definitely putting him up there with the greatest of the past, but when you're looking at his jab, how determined, accurate, and sharpshooting he pushes it, he reminds me the jab of guys like Larry Holmes, guys like I forgot the other guy from Ghana, Accra, the bazooka guy. Those are the two guys I really rate them at the top in terms of jab. His jab helped him a lot in that fight. I mean, at some point, Porter will step outside, move his head, trying to come inside there. And guess what this guy will do? He wouldn't feint or anything. He will throw a jab, and he will snap that head off Porter. If a guy hits you with a jab, the first jab he throws while your head is in motion, without feinting or throwing two jabs and touches you with the third jab, that guy is throwing the jab consciously. And those small things are what determines the future and how great you are as a fighter. Am I saying that is the best thing I've ever seen? Hell no, it's too early. But I'm telling you, man, what I've watched on Saturday, it was beautiful. This guy, I really see a lot of potential in him. And you know what? You need to understand something here. I've heard the commentators saying that this guy was not working probably as hard, or his work ethic was low, or his working rate, it was not where it was supposed to be. But what they don't understand is the fact that the guy was focused right there. The guy was conscious, and he knew each and everything he was doing there. You know what you look at when the fighter is fighting with a guy that brawls like Porter, with the guy that brawls like all those other guys, for an example I've mentioned. If it goes to the clinch and the guy is like banging in all directions, when the guy gets in the clinch and relaxes, because that's the thing, boxing is the endurance sport. When you are clinched inside there and you get rugged and you push your opponent and you try to fucking wrestle like Porter was doing and everything, hey, you're losing some energy. Porter's style of boxing works a lot for youth, okay? I don't know his amateur boxing record, but I can tell you right now, it must be impressive, because the way he fights, he is a very, very active fighter. But as you take it to the next level of boxing, it doesn't help much. It can only do you so much. You have to show something more. You cannot just be crazy and throwing punches and be windy and pushing your opponents when you are clinching and bouncing with your legs in between the punches. It doesn't work that way, because you're going 12 rounds. And the guys that are actually judging outside, they're not looking who is active. They're looking who is landing effective punches. I know aggressiveness, it definitely helps in close fights. I understand that. Now, if you are Porter and you are fighting already at this magnitude of level, and you think that you want to push as much as you can, and you definitely want to reach the caliber of Mayweather's, you name all of them, look, that kind of style can only take you to so much level. You cannot proceed to the next level with that style, because it requires so much youthness. And unfortunately, you just cannot be youthful all the time, because it requires a lot of energy. Now, the other thing which I was laughing about prior to this fight was when his father, right? I think his father is Kenny Porter or something like that. Well, I like him because he looks like Bill Miller. Bill Miller, the guy who made James Toney. I love that guy. Poppy is his name. He looks like him, I like him. But you know what I hate about him? Is the fact that he allows the other guys from the other camp to come in and check his boxer while he's sort of like training. I did get time to look at Porter when he was preparing for this fight, sparring with the other long, tall kids in the ring and doing his things, moving around them. And after I watched that clip and I was like watching the live fight now, I had to ask myself, I said, okay, let's step back now. What is it that Brook's camp, they would have learned from that sparring? And guess what? Porter did exactly the same shit he was doing in his preparations. Do I say that he lost the fight because of that? Or not saying that? All I'm saying is it is being ignorant and trying to make a fucking name for yourself, and you go out there and you fucking do those petty things like letting the guy that you are training to be seen by others. That's stupid, okay? That is stupid. Don't do that stuff. Because exactly what Porter did in the fight, he was doing exactly the same stuff that he was doing when he was preparing. You know, it's sad. All I'm saying is these small petty things in that magnitude of boxing, they make a difference. But people don't understand that, because people are so crazy for the fame. Maybe I can make it. I'll be the first guy to fucking defend my title while everyone is watching. Even the opponent can come around and see me doing my thing. It's only 9 days left. They can adjust and all that thing. You know, it doesn't work like that. And the other thing people don't understand is, in boxing, no matter how you can try to fool the people in the last 3 weeks of the fight in terms of the game plan, it shows, because in your fucking head, there is something called focus. You are focused in a strategic plan for the fight in the next 3 weeks. You get in the ring, you spar with the other guy, and you are told not to do a couple of things so that you can fool people. But your mind knows very well, motherfucker, what you're supposed to deliver in 3 weeks' time. You try to jab and hook the jab, and you know that you were told not to hook the jab. You must throw a stiff, straight jab. You get in there, in the preparations, you're not supposed to throw the stiff, straight jab. Guess what? You do it because in your head, you know what's going to pay the bill is the strategy. So it doesn't help to do that stuff. Now, what do I think of Kell Brook? I think there is a lot we're going to see from that guy. I am not one of those guys that see one guy and say, oh my God, oh, he's the best thing we've ever seen, like people are about Triple G. Everyone is crazy about Triple G. This guy is a monster, this and that and all that. You know what? You just need to take it easy. Take it easy and go back again to the history of boxing. Look at the motherfuckers that actually got to the fame at that level, doing what Triple G is doing. Find out about what are the things that are actually the black spots in this guy. What are the holes in Triple G? Any fighter in the world that is dominant but touchable will eventually fall. I don't give a fuck how great he punches or whatsoever. I know all these guys you can talk about, any Shevas. You can talk about guys that punch like crazy. Talk about Sonny Liston himself, the murderer. You talk about all these motherfuckers that could punch. You've got Triple G, he can punch, he shows all those things, and people are saying, wow, he's the best thing. Guess what? Is he touchable? Is someone touching him? Did he knock someone while he took the punch? Oh shit, what would have happened if the guy
Malibangwe, you still there?
knocked out?
Malibangwe, your line's gone a bit bad.
This motherfucker.
Well, we'll try and get Malibangwe back, but he made some excellent points there. One of the ones I want to just go on is the fact that concentration. I know Kell Brook's been known to kind of switch off during fights, but you could tell in his eyes and his face that his concentration was in every minute or every round, and that's one thing I was impressed with. But do you guys want to? Huh?
You know what? I never even gave my fucking scorecard, man. I actually had it far more for Kell Brook, man. I had it actually 117-111 for Kell Brook.
Yeah, I know you wear glasses, Joe, so maybe you need to get your eyes tested.
Nah, man, I'm honestly saying it. I only gave Porter 3 rounds, man. That was the same way, man. And the 12th round, man. I couldn't give him any more because you know what? Malibangwe was right because this guy kept charging in. He never kept composed, man. I think he was looking more for the knockout than he actually was for the fucking fight, man. Because every time I seen him, even live, when I seen him live, I kept screaming, what the fuck are you doing? Like, fucking box. You know?
Yeah.
He was just rushing in with trying to fucking find the knockout, but he couldn't find that shit, man. And that shit fucking pissed me off. And you know what pissed me off, too? Is that Malibangwe did not fucking have Sakio Bika on that list, man. He didn't show love to his fucking fellow.
And Pernell Whitaker looked very good against Azuma Nelson. He even hit him with a behind-the-back punch.
Hey, you know what, man? Shout out to Sakio Bika, man. I think
Fuck Sakio Bika. That was disgrace to boxing. Yo, Cam, can I ask you something about the UK real quick?
Go ahead.
What's up with, are they hyping, 2 questions. One, are they hyping up this Khan Brook fight? Because that would be awesome if it's another Groves, Vrach type of thing. And number 2 is, I hear all these people complaining like, hey, Brook is going to take his title and hold it hostage in the UK. Like, yo, motherfucker came here and took the belt off of one of the top guys that people didn't want to fight. So you know what? Yeah, if you want the title, Keith Thurman, you want the title, Devin Alexander, you want the title, whoever, go the fuck to the UK and take that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure Brook, after this win, is going to be a bigger draw than anybody that he's going to fight over here for his title defense. Because he's not going to fight a Tim Bradley. He's not going to fight, Pacquiao. So you know what? I got no problems with that. And I don't know why most Americans are like, no one's going to go to UK. He's going to hold it hostage in UK. Like, what's preventing you from going over there?
They're already putting missing signs all over the fucking US, fucking putting up rewards and shit.
Regarding like the Khan and the Brook hype, it is slowly building a bit. Like there's a channel in the UK called Sky Sports News that cover all type of sports. They're kind of very high talking about it. Obviously, because for people that don't know, Khan was in the Sky Sports studio, kind of giving a bit of punditry for the Brook Porter fight. So there was an interview that went back and forth between the two. I know Nick Halling interviewed.
Yes.
Nick Halling.
That was an old one right there, right? That old interview you're talking about?
No. I'm talking about after the fight, after the Porter fight.
Yes, Nick, that one.
Nick Halling spoke to Brook and he was saying, "Oh, what do you want to do next?" This is like at ringside, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll take Khan next. I know you're in the studio, Amir Khan." And then
he said Queen Khan.
Queen Khan.
Yeah, Queen Khan.
And then they cut back to the studio, and then Ed Robinson, who's the host of the show, he asked Khan, what do you think to that? And Khan said, "Yeah, I'll take the fight." So there's definitely, the Sky are definitely kind of pumping it up a bit. And to your second question about people saying maybe he's going to hold it hostage, I think that's not really, people not really commentating on Brook with that. They're more about Hearn, because Hearn has been known to kind of, if one of his boxers get a belt, they get a few easy fights. So yeah, it's not. I don't think people are really saying it about Brook. It's more about Hearn, how Hearn kind of treats his boxers.
But what I'm saying is, how do you guys as UK fans feel like when American fans are like, "Oh, they're gonna hold it hostage, motherfucker"? Why don't you go to the UK and take it? Like, what's holding you back? Like, why don't do you guys look at it like, motherfucker, you come here, we're gonna put 10,000 people, 12,000 people in our little stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you guys take it that way? Like, why we always got to go there? Why can't you come?
No, I agree, Kev. Like, I'd love to see big names come over to the UK because I'm not Brook's biggest fan, but I'll definitely go to Sheffield to watch Thurman versus Brook or any of the top welterweights versus Brook, because I just want to see good championship fights, you know, in the country that I live in.
Because as hyped as Thurman is, Thurman ain't gonna put 10,000 people. Like, if Thurman had, like, the Garden, he ain't, or BK in Brooklyn, he's not putting 10, 12,000 people in the stands.
Exactly.
You know, like, there was, 7,000 people at StubHub? You know,
that's the thing,
like... Go to UK. He has the belt. It's a world title.
If Porter Brook was in the UK, or if it had a rematch that was in the UK, that fight would sell 20,000. Easy.
Wow.
Easy. But
American boxers are scared of fights, man. They don't want to fly.
You know what, though? No, you know what, though? To be fair, I think a lot of boxers are a bit worried about British scorecards and British judges as well, because we've had a bad reputation over the last few years that some guys that come over here, especially like Ray Baltron against Ricky Burns, like that was a bad robbery. So I think when you're trying to chase a title, it's not as bad because you know that maybe you've got the world against you anyway, so you're going to go all out. But to come over to the UK and defend the title, a lot of guys are a bit wary to do that.
Sure, to defend the title, but like I said, he took the title, so now you got to come get it.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
And at the same day, nowadays we're in the age where, you know, we all see the fights. We're not just seeing the results. So, like, if we see somebody like Pacquiao versus Bradley won, 80% of the people didn't look at that as a Pacquiao loss. You know what I mean? So it didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
What hurt him was getting knocked out. You know what I mean? So I think if somebody goes over there and they win easily and they get robbed, it's not going to drop their stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what? My question is, how the fuck, like, when they sell tickets, do they have, like, a reserve, man? Because if this shit ever was to go down, I think I would be actually pretty down to fly over to fucking England and watch this fucking fight. I'm being fucking
Ski mask, you can stay in my spare bedroom, and don't worry about it. You don't have to pay for a hotel.
Fucking, you got dogs and shit running around, fucking sleep on their mattresses and shit.
That's alright, man. I haven't got any pets, but someone said something. Maluange, I got one question for you regarding some of the stuff he says. Can you see Porter going back and making adjustments and improving himself, or do you think he's just a one-trick pony that won't be able to improve?
No. Look, first of all, Porter, for 147, he's a stocky guy, right? He's gonna have he's going to have a lot of troubles to fight the average 147 fighters, the height, basically. So I sort of like understand the model they are using in him of being sort of like all over. But the thing with that is he could be very successful in the next year or two in what he's doing right now of being crazy, right? If they can sort of like focus his punches and make sure that when he's in there and he's got the mentality when he throws punches that this fight, there is a set of punches I need to deliver. Not to get inside the ring like the amateur and try to close the book of boxing in throwing all punches. It doesn't work that way in professional level. Now, if they were to sort of like settle him down, okay? Settle him down, make him preserve that energy and maybe use it intelligently by maybe feinting when he's inside and maybe try to make him dominant in the jab while he leans he leans forward. What I'm trying to say, if you're looking at a guy like Pernell Whitaker, the issue with the short fighters is the fact that they get caught before they engage with the opponents. Now, when you are short and you are fighting at 147, I would say anything less than 173, I'm talking about the height. You had to lean a little bit down. You don't fight straight upwards with guards open when you are short because you are actually attracting your opponent to hit you. And guess what? He's going to hit you. The only way you can get away in his punches is to move your head sideways. But when you're fighting accurate punches, you're not going to get away with that. Now, if you fight your opponents and you know you've got a disadvantage of height, when you sort of like fight a little bit downwards, crawling stance downwards, you are fucking letting the guys to throw the punches downwards rather than parallel in their chin. Now, they are leaning, throwing downwards, and then you can sort of like in between jump up and catch your opponents. He is fighting tall in the ring. That's the first thing. You cannot fight tall when you don't have the height. So that will be the first adjustment I would recommend. And then settle him down. You don't have to throw 6 punches and catch your opponent with 2. Rather focus in catching him with 2 punches and rather throw 3 and catch him with those 2. In that way, you will have more energy. You can do more damage after the rounds have gone and passed. So I think settling him down at this point, because you know what? In any case, guys, after 2 years, he's not going to be able to fight that way. No, it doesn't work that way.
Hey, where did you rank Sakio Bika, man? Your fellow African.
Ah, man, Sakio Bika fights stupid, that motherfucker, man. Ah, man. Oh, my God. What the fuck is wrong with that guy? I mean, Sakio Bika is he just goes in there and, you know those fighters that get inside the square circle and they've got one objective in their head, throw the punches. If I get caught, I get caught. Keep throwing. That's what he has. I don't even want to talk about that guy. I mean, come on now. Yeah. What do you guys think of him? He was never in the magnitude. I know he won the title. Don't get me wrong. There are so many other fighters that have managed to be world champions, but you know in your heart that, hey, it's not gonna go that far. I mean, for me, he was never up there. Now, you have mentioned a couple of things. I listened to you about what's going on, why the fight can't be in UK now, and the motherfuckers from America, they go there and do their thing. Again, I'll go to the past. At some point, you guys had motherfucker like Eubank, you had Watson, and you have this other fucking soldier guy that was crazy. Who's this guy that fought?
Nigel Benn.
Yeah, Nigel Benn.
That motherfucker.
Destroyer. You had him. Yeah, you had him. What I've noticed, and I'm not pointing no fingers, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like UK does well when you guys have a full division with talented fighters. if you've got one or two, for an example now, if you're thinking of Kell Brook, right, and you're thinking of Amir Khan, right, so that's a great fight for the fans, especially up there. It's going to make sense. So, okay, after that, what else? Okay, let's say Brook defends. So what the fuck? Who else? It's going to have to be someone from America, We fuck. What can we do? It's going to have to be someone from US. That is probably the reason why.
How about somebody from Mexico?
Malabangwe won't understand that joke because Black Ski Mask Joe does a good El Perro impression. But Malabangwe, you make a good point because with UK fighters, if the division's stacked, we do well in that division. But like you said, like apart from Khan and Brook at 147, there's no one really there. I know, like
exactly.
People were hyping up Frankie Gavern, but he stumbled against Leonard Bundu. So yeah, when we have a few fighters in one division, we're weak. But go ahead.
Yeah. My point is, it's always been like that. The reason why at some point it was amazing, you had Ben, you had Eubank, and unfortunately, I don't know. Your great boxers. The other thing, they tend to. They tend to be very isolated. I mean, we saw what happened to Prince Nassim. He was really great then, doing great, and the next thing he goes up there, and you know what happens.
Yeah, but even
my question for you would be: how would you see the Khan Porter fight kind of play out?
Khan Brook.
Yeah. Khan Brook. Sorry about that.
From the boxing point of view, or what exactly are you talking about?
Yeah, from the boxing point of view, because I think now that Amir Khan has Virgil Hunter, he's more of a defensive fighter, as you've seen like last time with the Luis Collazo fight. He did a lot of clinching, and a lot of people were complaining about this fight that it was too much clinching for the Kell Brook versus Shawn Porter. What would you think like a fight like that would kind of turn out? Do you think that both of them, since they know each other so well already in the past, you think they'll just go right ahead and just like unleash the whole anger and just try to like, duke it out? Or do you think they'll be more like a chess game where they both will fight defensive? If somebody moves too much,
you're
going to clinch, and then, is it going to go back and forth like that or what?
I like I said, guys, at some point, so many times, it really looked like Brook was desiring to fucking clinch this guy. It looked like he had intentions to clinch this guy. And it's only because of the type of fighter he is. I honestly think that Brook is not the kind of fighter that gets interested in ties and all those things. And I'm not going to lie to him. I don't know him that much. With Khan, I don't care who trains Khan. He's going to hug you. That motherfucker's going to hug you regardless, okay? Now, when you have Khan and you've got Brook, you've got a guy that is all about throwing volumes and punches, right? And I really think that Amir Khan is talented. But one thing I'm not sure about is whether he's tough enough. I'm not talking about his physique. He's strong. You can tell. I mean, you can look at the guy. But inside his head, if you had a guy like Amir Khan and you put him against the guy like Porter, the guy who's rugged and doing all those things, what do you think will happen to Amir Khan? Do you think he will keep his cool like Brook did? Do you think he will still know that round number 9, round number 10, round number 11, I need to go back to the basics and push the jab and keep on pushing the jab? I don't think so. I don't think he's strong enough in the head. I think he will get in there. Every fight, by the way, when he gets in there, he tries to throw a lot of punches. As he guesses out, that's when he goes and he clinches. The sad thing about it is, boxers of the past, they used to be taught how to clinch. You don't clinch the guy and look bad, How many times the ref goes to Bernard Hopkins and say, you are clinching. But Bernard Hopkins is clinching like any other motherfuckers. But he knows how to clinch. Not like just to go and fucking go to the guy and throw your arms all over him like a fucking sea-tide You don't do that stuff. Now, I think I like Brook. I like this guy. I really like this guy. And I honestly think that there is a lot in the pockets of this guy. I think this guy can deliver. And you know what? I don't want this guy to do what most of you guys are suggesting. Stay in UK. Stay there. Let them come. No. Okay? We are trying to change the model of boxing by doing that. And guess what? It is good because it's unfair for the fighters in the other native countries. But you know what? His time is limited. Now it's his time. Now he's the champion. He have managed to capture it in America. I think this motherfucker, if it can work out, he must go right there and keep on doing it, maybe 3 or 4 times. It makes a lot of sense for him to fight Khan in his native land because, you know, there's going to be a lot of people and everything. But the recognition is going to be local. It's not going to be like a great recognition because in any case, we're not rating Khan like, you know, Khan's got his own issues, man, if you know what I mean. So if this guy can get the opportunity to choose between Khan and this other guy, what's this other guy with the hairstyle, like his girlfriend?
Who?
Yo.
Who might
Yeah,
have
we're here. Keith Thurman.
Yeah. If he can get the opportunity to Keith, there's no need to celebrate here. There's no need to say, okay, no, let him have some fun and stuff. No. He does have the talent. He did it the right way. He was supposed to lose the fight. He looked good in that fight. And I think he could have even looked better if he was fighting a simple opponent. Get this guy to the American soil and get him to get the best competition as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because if you are trying to fix the model that is being used in the history of boxing, it might work, but guess what? His career will be short, and then they will say, that guy would have done better, and the fighters that will follow him might be the ones that will get the privilege of all the American fighters to go to England or wherever. So get this guy to America to do his thing. That's my take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just
the
move on
is
to.
that he does need to like come out here and get top level opposition, man. That way, you know, he keeps his skills sharp. You know, stays at top of his league. Because if he goes back, I think they're just gonna feed him like bums. Which I mean, it's like whatever's. But you know, the main thing that I think everybody's more interested now. Well, as far as the UK fans, I'm not part of the UK, but I've been always interested in seeing this fight, and now it's fucking Kell Brook versus Amir Khan. They should fucking make this happen, man. I don't even give a fuck if I have to pay pay-per-view here in the United States to see this shit.
Yeah. But let's just quickly move on, because this guy's been on the line for a while.
Jose is all about the sexy name.
I'm bringing sexy back.
Jose!
Boys, what's going on?
Oh, Jose, sorry about the wait.
What's going on?
No worries, man. It's been.
Were you just fucking taking a piss or some shit, man? Zipping up your fly?
No, it's been forever since I've called in. How have you guys been doing, man?
Excellent, bro. Excellent.
Yeah, man.
How did you find the fight on Saturday?
Oh, man. You know what? To be honest with you, like, I didn't even know Brook was black. Like, that's what I knew about him. You know, so I was shocked when I saw him in the weigh-in and all that stuff. But, you know what? I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for you guys. You guys deserve a good story, man. It's been forever since someone from the UK's come to America and actually, you know, laid the law down, man. I can't even remember the last time somebody did that. Maybe Calzaghe, but it was against an old Bernard Hopkins, right? Or even an older Roy Jones. So, I mean, it's been a long time, man. I can't even remember.
What are you talking about, man? Bernard Hopkins is still fighting and he's still old.
Yeah,
he's just older.
I know, but at the time he fought him, he wasn't as impressive as Bernard is right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Bernard had lost to Jermaine Taylor twice and all that. So, I mean, great win for the UK guys. I'm a little disappointed that everyone's complaining about Brook clinching. I thought he had no option, man. Like, the way I saw it, it was Porter who was just, like, bull rushing him. That was going in, and what else was he supposed to do, man? He had to hold on to him, right? Because Porter was just putting his head in his chest, and it was just right in there. So, I mean, I thought he did what he had to do, and again, I think he exposed Brook. I mean, Porter, man. I think, I liked everything about it, man. So, I mean, I love the fact that Porter's dad was talking so much shit, and Brook just quietly ended up kicking his son's ass. So, no, I'm pumped up about it, man. I'm happy that there's somebody else now in the division that I could look forward to watching, man. And that's what all UK fighters should do. Like, I don't know. I just heard Molly Bongwe talking about how you guys want more UK exposure, but I believe those UK guys got to come here, man. They got to come to the planet of the stars, man, and they got to come out to the States, and that's where all the boxers get, because it's the sexiest place to fight, my man. That's just the truth. I mean,
half-empty stadiums?
Half-empty stadiums, but right TV times, man. The best TV times. Full, maybe empty stadiums, but full living rooms, No one's going to watch the Kell Brook fight at 1 p.m., man. It's just not going to happen, right? People have shit to do, and they just won't do it. I mean, it's not fair to you guys, perhaps, but if he really wants to grow his star power, he has to do it in America. He has to.
True, Jose, but it kind of goes to what we were talking about earlier about, like, he's the champ now. Shouldn't, like, any future competition, Thurman, I don't know, Marquez, shouldn't they have to travel now? Shouldn't they be forced to travel out their comfort zone and go across seas and take the title from the guy from his home?
Man, if Pacquiao can't fight in the Philippines, if Maidana and Matisse don't get to fight in Argentina, then why should he get to fight in England? It's not the way it is, man. It's like
But they can fight there. The problem is they didn't have the leverage. They didn't have the belts. They didn't have. As soon as Sergio got the belts and got the star power,
a superstar.
Sergio had the fight in Argentina.
Yeah, but it was a shitty fight, man. It wasn't a big primetime blockbuster fight. It was a shitty fight. You're never gonna have the days of those fights being staged like in like South Africa, like when Lewis went down, and the days of big fights being somewhere else. Those days are done, man. It's all about TV deals and sponsorship money.
Brooks' first defense isn't going to be against Mayweather or Pacquiao or a big guy. So you're telling me Thurman's too big to go to the UK? Thurman doesn't probably have 5,000 fans that would show up to a stadium.
Thurman's not too big, but Brooks not big enough yet that he's going to be able to maintain his exposure. Like, Brooks got to fight in the States and even gain more fans, and Brooks got to get to the level of a Hatton or a Can. He's not there yet, man.
Well,
he's not there yet in star power.
Well, Jose,
nope.
See, the thing is, like, too many UK guys are going over to the States before they're big stars in the UK. So why don't they become big stars in the UK and then go over to the United States with a little bit of momentum, like Ricky Hatton did?
Yeah, but this guy's old already, though,
Just a question. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, go for it.
I gotta leave, but I need to ask this question. Now that we debate this,
Malavange, your line's breaking up.
Do you really think that the guys that can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Okay, so do you think that the guys that are actually running the pockets of the fighters, I'm talking about the promoters and everyone who's in finances, do you really think that they have never thought about this? I mean, like I said, it's my opinion and it's your opinion. For me, boxing fans is not to please box. It's one country is too small. Boxing is an international sport. So if there is a guy that's got most fans in South Africa and then he needs to stay in South Africa, but that's the problem. If you're looking South Africa versus the world, it's nothing. Now, if you're looking England versus the world, it's nothing. And that's just my logic. And do you really think that the guys never thought about that? Like, do you think they haven't thought about that?
Sorry, you're kind of fading away a wee bit, man. The point is that yeah. So the point is that rather than staying in their own country, they're thinking, yeah. Your point being that rather than staying in their own country, they should go to America because it's the wider world.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about dictatorship. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, there is, right, a country, for some reason, I would say, I don't know whether they like you or whatsoever, They're running boxing, and they've been running boxing. Okay? Does it have to change? Oh, yeah, it will be good if it changes. But at this point, he's the champion right now. And the principles or the gods of boxing or whatsoever, they are ruling it to be in America. So if he does have the talent and he really wants to make a name for himself, go to America, bro. And then later on, I hope it will change. But right now, it's his time. He's the champ. We like this guy. He must go to America. Because what I'm saying is, if you're saying he must go to England, now let's compare the world versus England. How small is England? Exactly. But you cannot compare America versus the world. Because for some stupid, strange reason, we adjust to the times of America. We adjust to the currency of America. We adjust to everything.
Malabangwe,
America's in the shitter, bro.
Yo,
Trying to tell me that now?
Malabangwe, my biggest comeback to that comment is the fact that with Brook, he could sell out a 20, 30,000 arena in the UK, where if he goes over to fight in America, the place would be half empty. So it makes more sense for any of Kell Brook's future big fights to be in the UK, because, like, not being biased, like, the UK fans are, even the US guys say the UK fans are some of the best in the world. So
UK shows out and shows up.
Yeah, but Cam, let me ask you a question directly related to what you just said, okay? Like Froch and Groves, they sold out for like 80,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct? And how much money did Froch make?
I think he made about
$8 million.
£8 million.
8 to 10 million
I guarantee you whatever you want, my whatever you want. If let's just say Mayweather and Pacquiao or Froch and Groves come to the States and they sell a stadium in the States for 80,000 people, they're each making like $20 million, man.
But they're not selling a stadium out in the States for 80,000, 60,000 people.
But what I'm trying to say is that, yes, there's fights in Canada where they all fucking sell out. But you know what? No one gives a shit about boxing in Canada.
Are you kidding me?
Still go out and watch
it. So the Pascal and Stevenson fights that are selling out?
No one gives a shit, man. They don't even carry it nationally throughout the country. It's regional.
But it's
regional,
selling over
man.
Here, though. It's being
but you know
posted
what?
over here. If they're being carried on Showtime and they're selling twice as many tickets there, why should they have to leave Canada?
It's because they're on Showtime, because they're in the same time zone, man. That's what helps them. But I'm telling you, like,
you're right.
But you know what? It doesn't matter. Stadium seats, unfortunately, like just like Martinez, man, he filled up that stadium 60,000 people. Do you think he made like $10 million?
No, but that was his best payday, though.
Well, it was still shitty, though. That's the point. The guy was underpaid his career. The thing is, if you want to be a superstar, you have to come to America. I think Brook made a very risky but fucking brilliant decision, man. He came to America. His star powers just shot up through the roof. And now he's going to be able to get real dollars when he fights here. Ultimately, that's why these guys fight.
But these guys aren't getting real dollars. Like, you're saying this like it's a fact. Like, Mayweather's not paying his opponent shit. Like, right now, Brook would probably make the same amount selling out 20,000 people for a Thurman fight in the UK as he would if he fought in the MGM against Floyd. Yeah, Maidana made less than $2 million.
Yes, but guys,
bro.
you guys missed the point, though. The point is, Brook is going to be able to cash in on those fights like Danny Garcia did. He's going to be able to fight a fucking popsicle stick for $700,000, right? He's going to be able to do that.
He doesn't have a network deal. Danny Garcia's got a network deal, an exclusive
Well, you know
deal.
what? He keeps on with a couple of more fights, a couple of more wins. He's going to get it. He's going to be like Khan. Khan was making those fights too. Khan was making that shitload of money here in America, and he was fighting some bums too.
See, the thing with America is it's like snakes and ladders. You know what, man? If you lose one fight in America, you're fucking back straight down to the bottom, man. Look at Porter. Man, his career's over.
But that's the way it should be, though, man.
There's going to be a long road back for Porter, man.
It's because of the competition. It's because of the level of competition. The reason why you rely to motherfuckers with a couple of losses is because what else do you have? That's all you have.
Yep.
I wouldn't say that much about Porter, man. I mean, just because he lost doesn't mean that he can't get great fights. I think he's still going to get great fights.
Now he's going to be matched in tough instead of Paulo Malignaggi and fucking the guy who was fighting before Malignaggi. He's going to have to beat a prospect, beat someone. He's going to be the B-side on everything now. You know what I mean? All the momentum that he had is gone.
You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Soto Carras. I could tell you that right now.
But Soto Carras is leftovers, man. Soto Carras is like fucking last week's dinner, man. Like,
that's a big step back.
The thing with Porter is as well, he's got no friends, man. He's not signed to anyone. Like he made a mistake. He should have aligned himself with Al Heyman or
he is with Heyman.
Bob Burnham. No, he's not. He's a free agent.
Porter's with Heyman.
Porter's with Heyman, yeah.
Are you sure?
He's not signed to
I was going to say he's with Heyman, but he's not signed to a TV company.
Yeah, exactly.
My mistake. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but the point is they were trying to align themselves as a free agent, thinking they were going to win this fight, thinking they could maybe get Manny Pacquiao and stuff. I think that, to me, it looks as if they'll be left out in the cold.
Yeah, but who's shining right now in the sun? It's Brook, right? Like,
and why is the sun?
Who's the big
America,
winner?
Right?
It's in America, man. Hey, I'm not American. Fuck, but I'll admit it. You guys just gotta realize it, man. It's in America, man.
Of course, if he fights a big fighter like Pacquiao, Marquez, or Floyd, of course it's America. But like, I just don't see how you go to America if you're not gonna really be selling. When he over here, he'll sell out any 20K arena right now. He'll sell that
stadium against anyone, though. Against anyone, he'll do that.
No, you guys maybe a 20,000 arena, but no. We're talking about football stadiums. With the Khan fight, that's 50K minimum.
Yeah, I agree.
That's money.
That fight should be in England, but it shouldn't be next.
Over in America, he'll be making maximum, if he's very lucky, 1.5 million. He'll make that.
That's if he's very lucky, because he made 500,000 right now.
No, he made 200.
Yeah. The fight was only 700,000. Porter only made 500,000. The money over here ain't crazy like that.
I see you're saying, Jose, about I know we're saying about recognition, but obviously if it's a big fight, obviously you'll come over to America, Vegas, because apparently Marquez really wants to fight. If Marquez wants it, I would love to see it if it's in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Imagine that for him, right? That's a much better fight exposure.
He's not going to be going over there to be fighting in half full Barclays Center and.
That would be great for his resume. That would be great.
Yeah, he's not going to come to Brooklyn in front of 6,000 people. Like, that's not going to happen.
It's what he said. I love what he said after the fight, man. Even more than the fight, I love what he said. He's like, I'm in for big names now. I'm in for big fights. So the guy's got it down, man. He fucking played the lottery and he won. He's not going to go back to the slums. And his manager, he probably told him, fuck, I'll do this. But if I win, it's my terms. And now he wants big fights, man. And I fucking hope he only fights big names going forward. And honestly, I hope he takes them all down. I hope he beats them all, man. And he bunks the system and he shows guys you got to take risks to win.
I think he can. I really think he's got all the potential to do that, and that is why I don't want to waste his time with nothing. He better just go in there and do it with the best guys. I think he can. Guys, the time is 1:30 in the morning. I'm working in 5-6 hours time, so it was good to be with you.
Malabangwe, it was a pleasure to have you on the show, Malabangwe. Call again anytime.
Yeah, call again. Great call, Malabangwe. Thank you, man.
Peace. Take care, Malabangwe.
Have a safe trip, you motherfucker. Man, I love that guy.
Yeah, but Jose, I got a question for you. You were talking about Frotch earlier.
Yeah.
And Frotch making like the same amount of money he made against Groves at Wembley in the States. Like when you do the conversion rate of like the pounds to dollars, like you would have to give Frotch about $13 million in relation to what he made. Like what boxers apart from Floyd and Pacquiao makes that type of money? Like.
Nobody even comes close to
I
that.
realize that. That's a superstar fight for those guys because, I mean, it's a fight the whole country wanted to see. The stars aligned for them, right? The stars will align just the same for Brook and Khan. I agree. That's a fight that if they each fight, they're each going to probably make, I don't know, $5, $6, $7 million, maybe more.
But here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying, Jose. If he fights Thurman in UK, it's going to be bigger people, more people, because the stands are going to be full. And that fight's going to get picked up by either Showtime or HBO, period. It's going to be on network TV, and he's going to make more money over there than he would over here. So why would he come here?
No one's going to watch it, though,
money?
here, man.
What do you mean no one's going to watch it? It doesn't matter. They might not watch it on the first show at 1 o'clock, but it's gonna get watched.
It's not the same. If he headlines
all week.
If he headlines a fight like he did against Porter, more people are going to watch it. People in the UK that are true boxing fans are still going to watch it, man. They're going to stay up till 1, 2 in the morning to watch it. That's the reality, right?
Yeah, and people in New York might not watch it at 1 in the afternoon, but we'll catch it when it's on at 8 at night or 1 in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. We're going to watch it.
It's not the same to watch a fight like that's not live, right?
I kind of understand what Jose.
It's getting the same amount of eyeballs on it.
In New York,
at the end of the day, it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter about that shit, man. Nowadays, you have TiVo, you have all this shit, DVRs, all that bullshit, man. So either way, it's still gonna count as a rating. And the
I don't
only
know about you guys.
They just care about ratings, man. That's all they care about. That's how they get their money. Who gives a fuck if you didn't see it at the time that it's supposed to come out? If you TiVo'd it or you're gonna catch it later on, you're still gonna be counted as a rating point. So they don't really give a fuck.
Yeah. Guys, we need to move on a bit and talk about the rest of the card. I don't personally want to talk about Bika Dirrell. It was seriously, it was a horrible fight. I think Jack Reese did a good job to kind of control them both.
What we should talk about is Omar Figueroa, man.
Yeah, I was going to move on to that, but if anyone wants to mention anything about Bika and Dirrell, go ahead now, but you only have like a limited time.
Who do you see Dirrell fighting next, do you know? Do you have any ideas?
Groves isn't going to be mandatory soon.
Yeah, George Groves has got
again?
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ!
He somehow got himself a hookup.
That's why I don't count these ratings, man.
He's about to have a final eliminator versus an easy opponent.
Yeah, this guy's in a fucking. This guy's a Mando again.
Yeah, he's gonna by this time next month.
Well, yeah, he's not mandatory at the moment, Kev. He's got a fight coming up in September against the Italian guy, I think, and then
he'll be the Mando.
Yeah, that's for the European, and if he wins that, and then he'll be mandatory to Dirrell. But
you guys know Bika got paid more than Porter and Brook combined.
Yeah, he got 700. That's ridiculous for his performance.
WBC, dude. He's WBC.
For his performance, he should have got. He should have had to give his purse back. He didn't deserve 700,000. Yeah,
but I think the WBC is just because it holds more weight. That title belt holds more weight.
It's the prestigious.
So you would think that these people will pay more money for some shit like that.
Yeah, but fuck this fight, man. Let's go to Figueroa Estrada. MV2, what did you think of this fight?
Great knockout. He's back. Old brittle hands is back. Fucking must have had a calcium transplant or something, man. He's back. I'm very impressed by Omar Figueroa. I wasn't too impressed by the guy he was fighting, even though Nyota, who's went missing this week for obvious reasons, told me that he was the goods. He wasn't really. I was impressed. Good knockout. I thought the stoppage was a bit quick, kinda, but you know what, man, he's back, and I'd like to see him against someone at 140, maybe Lucas Matisse, something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, no, man, come on, that guy get his hands broken.
Yeah, well, he's announced that he's going to go up after this fight, so he's definitely going to go to 140. But
most definitely, but somebody easy, man, to work him into the weight, man.
I think this person not easy, but I think him and John Molina would make a great fight, to be honest.
Yeah, I think John Molina puts him to sleep.
But
you think John Molina puts Omar Figueroa to sleep?
Yeah, this Figueroa gets caught. He has no defensive integrity, and I don't think he'll have the power to keep Molina off him. I know Nyota likes to say that Figueroa rolls with punches and moves. I don't see him doing anything.
That's one
thing. I don't see him doing any rolling or anything or any blocking. Like, no subtle defensive moves that even like Rios does. I just see Figueroa getting fucking caught clean.
Yeah, my take is he was a lot more impressive than his performance against Belmonte's, but he just gets hit too much. Like the jab of Estrada was landing on him a lot. I think he relies on his chin a bit too much, and he thinks, well, I can take these punches. His hands are low.
Up, right?
Yeah,
he'll still be able to take them.
It's funny that you mention Brandon Rios, because you know what? There was one thing when I seen the fight, and I was there live, and when I caught it back here on TV, is that fucking Omar Figueroa, if you notice, when he charges in exactly like Brandon Rios, with his fucking head first. Yeah. And he gets hit. He gets hit with either a fucking jab to get checked or fucking like a little hook. And Omar Figueroa is just, his defense isn't there, man. I don't know if maybe if like the camp over there with his dad is maybe like letting him, do whatever the fuck he wants. But man, he needs a trainer that's gonna like correct that, man. Because if he moves up, man, there's some real killers. Not real killers, but there's some motherfuckers that could hit, man. At 140, for sure.
Yeah.
There's motherfuckers that could hit.
Yeah.
And to not have fucking defensive skills, that's just a career-ending short right there.
Yeah. Ari, what did you think of Figueroa Estrada?
I don't know, man. I didn't really concentrate when I was watching it, to be honest. And
I think it was the best fight of that card, to be honest. Like,
Cam, I agree, man. The way I think it when James Toney's fought, I think it was Tony Little's, and he had the cut, and he knew he wasn't going to be able to go long, and he came out with that urgency, and boom, put him to sleep. That shit was exciting. The way that he knew that, I ain't going too long. Let me go out here and ice this dude, and he did it. That was pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Figueroa fan. Like I said, I'm anybody who gets hit that often, I'm not going to be high on, but that was definitely a good fight.
That right hand was sweet. But is anyone not spoken about this last fight? Anyone want to talk about Linares or Wilder? Like that Wilder performance? From what I heard, that Gavern guy is his sparring partner, so it looks like he kind of went easy on his friend, but
it was awful.
Yeah,
sparring partner, and
Brian Kenny was killing him too.
I think the thing is, like I think Deontay Wilder said, this wasn't a fight to get a quick knockout. I don't think that's what his intentions were. His intentions were to see how far he could go and what kind of pressure he could put on a person that's short at that stature, kind of to stimulate a fight with like Stavern. Because he even said it. He had a lot of chances where he could have just knocked him the fuck out, but that wasn't his game plan. His game plan was just to put in work that night to see what other techniques he could explore,
Yeah, but he wasn't putting in work, Ski Mask. He wasn't even throwing the right hand. He was just like, to me, that fight was pointless because you're risking yourself getting a cut. So he's waiting for the Stavern fight. Now, Gavern can just like kind of catch him with his head, cut him, and now he's got a bad cut that's going to affect the Stavern fight. Why take the risk? Why take this fight? I don't see the sense in it.
And Gavern is not preparing you for Stavern.
Exactly.
Stavern, man, I'm getting confused.
Yeah. I don't care that he's similar height or similar stature. Fighting a guy that low a level is not preparing you for anybody. That's something you do in your first week of sparring in camp, and you haven't sparred in 4 months, and you have no timing, and you just pick this guy off. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you,
that's not preparing you for shit.
Kev, who wins, Stavern or Wilder?
It's tough to say because Wilder's so untested. Like the Lakovic fight, it was pretty impressive the way he dominated and put him out, but still he got hit a lot. I don't know, like Wilder, since he got caught early in his career against a bum, like I don't know if he could take a punch until he does. And Stavern just seems to be getting better and better each fight, and he's getting strong. But at the same time, like your boy, the Spanish dude he fought, a heavyweight, like he's put there for you to look. Yeah, Areola. He's there for you to look good against. You know what I mean? So it's tough to say. I would probably bet if I had to place a bet, I would put it on Stavern just because he's been in there against tougher guys and he's proven. And I don't know if Wilder's going to stand up to any pressure once he gets it.
Yeah.
So I would pick Stavern.
I'm going Stavern.
I would pick Stavern as well, only because of the chin. He's took
some
some
when
big
he got
punches.
rocked early.
Yeah, I mean, it's heavyweight boxing. Guys are going to get rocked all over the place, but I do think out of the two, Staverno's got the better the better chin.
And Wilder's not even built like a guy that could take a punch. He's got a pinhead and he's got no legs.
Yeah, he's got his little skinny legs, man.
He's a powerful puncher, but he has no legs and no head.
Yeah, he's got really skinny legs. They're like toothpicks.
Yeah, you look at a guy like Chavez Jr. and he got an Andre the Giant head. He looks like he could take punches. Like Wilder, maybe it's just because he's so wide and he's so big, his head looks smaller than it is. But I don't know. Like, he's built like his trainer. Actually, I was a big fan of his trainer, Breland, growing up. He was probably probably the best New York amateur ever, maybe one of the best U.S. amateurs ever. This guy was knocking people out in the amateurs. And he's built the same way, no legs, long reach, and an ill right hand.
Yep. Any more? Like, anyone talk about Linares? He got a good stoppage. I think it was in the second round, but it wasn't against a guy of high caliber. So yeah.
I can't wait till I see Jorge Linares kind of blow up a little bit more, man. I think he came out in the Canelo versus Angulo on the card.
Guy, he's had his chance to blow up. He lost on the stage. Like, I think he's gonna have one more chance against another decent opponent, but I would like to see him. I would like to see him fight. He's got all the tools. He's got talent, and he's a fun watch. I have no problem watching him fight.
You know what? You know what's crazy is that he was supposed to be now the mandatory for Omar Figueroa, but now that she's moving up, it's like now he's probably going to fight for a vacant belt, and probably the opponent that he's going to get is probably going to be some piece of cake, you know, so.
And he's still making 135 then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Even after DeMarco pounded him out?
Yep.
No, I think Linares and Figueroa would be a great fight, but whether it happens anymore since Figueroa's gone up.
Yeah, that'd be a fun fight. I'll watch Linares whenever he fights, man. This guy's got the ability and everything, and he's also, he's also subject to getting hit and cut and everything. So there's a lot of intrigue when he fights. I never think he's gonna be a top level guy at any weight, but he's a good watch.
You know, these Figueroa, Linares, I class them in the same category as like Amir Khan. Exciting, vulnerable, very vulnerable.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
And that's a good watch. That's entertaining.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's move on to this BKB shit, man. Like, everyone was talking about it, so I had to go into Simbros and watch it. Like, it's a very different setup. A very different, like, with the 2-minute rounds and seven rounds and
the Charlie Z belt.
Yeah, this horrible belt, man. That looked like it. Yeah. Don't want to talk about that.
Looking like the WWE belt and shit.
And even like the circle setup with like the little lip what Rosado tripped on and then fell over and it was counted as a knockdown. It's like very different. Like, but Chew, what did you think about all this BKB business?
Yo, man, I've never heard of it until like you. I heard about it from just the buzz on boxing chat rooms and shit. So I downloaded it on Soundbros and I was really pleasantly surprised. I thought it was a gimmick at first, but when you watch it, the ring, I don't know what it is about the ring. They say it's 17 foot, but it looks about 7 foot. It looks as if the guys are just standing toe to toe, and I thought Robert Garcia on the mic was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I was pleasantly surprised at that, and the knockout of. Well, the fight itself gave Rosado and fucking what's the guy's name?
Brian Vera.
Brian Vera, yeah. Vera was out on his feet, man. He was doing the Walking Dead, the zombie thing.
He just didn't have any answer to that right hand. He just kept getting hit by the right hand.
Yeah, I mean,
who won?
Rosado by knockout.
He beat Vera?
Yeah.
Holy, Rosado's first win, I think, in 10 years, man.
But this win won't count on no box rec or anything like that, right?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Still an impressive win, though.
But Rosado's found something that he's good at. Rosado's found something that he's good at, so. They're also saying that Rosado got some surgery for for the skin tissue and stuff, so. Before this fight, so maybe he's not going to be susceptible to as much cutting now. But yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Eyebrow transplant.
What they put the Raging Babes collagen in his eyes and shit? They sucked that shit out of her chest or her lips and they put it up in his eyebrows?
Yeah, maybe. But I agree with you that having Garcia, I've never heard Garcia commentate before, and it was a breath of fresh air because you're seeing it from the point of view of an excellent trainer. So you're kind of seeing how his brain kind of works. But yeah, I enjoyed that BKB shit. For the guys in the States, was this pay-per-view and how much was it if it was?
I think it was like $30+.
See, that's kind of expensive for what it was, really.
That's out of fucking control, man.
Yeah,
if they put it down for $19.99, maybe I would think about it, but...
And have any other, like, known boxers signed up to BKB. Have we got any upcoming fights of guys that we know?
No idea.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm going to look into because I enjoyed what I saw. But Avi, did you catch this and what did you think?
I only caught bits of it, like the knockout. I didn't sit through that fight. You know what I mean? I couldn't be bothered.
Fair enough. But Kev, what did you think about the whole overall experience of BKB?
I didn't even watch it, to be honest. I'm not gonna watch it either. It
was $39.99.
It's of no interest to me. I'm really not interested in it.
Why are you not interested?
I don't know. I'd rather watch like the Nick or some other TV series than wait till the next day and download a BKB. I don't know. Maybe if one day I'm taking a shit before working out, I'll see if it's on YouTube and watch it while I'm doing that. But I'm not going to go out of my way to like find a way to watch that. There's no disrespect if people think it's entertaining. That's all sports and everything is a timeout and entertainment. But I just would choose something else with my time because I don't know, 2-minute rounds and it's different. Like you said, if there was more pros that were good fighters committed to coming there because there was money, I'd watch it because it'd be intriguing matchups. But who knows if anybody's going to sign up? And if Gabe Rosado's your top guy, like that's not a league I'm interested in.
No, that's a good point. Like I wasn't interested in either. Like when other shows were talking about it and it was kind of getting talked about, I wasn't really bothered. But like Kimo was mentioning it on Twitter, I think, and he was like pleasantly impressed and pleasantly surprised with it.
All the reviews were good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with Kimo, I respect Kimo so much. So when he was talking positive of it, I had to check it out. And what I saw, it's worth watching. But it all depends, like you're saying, if they can't get other known boxers into it, because you don't really want to be seeing nobody's fight each other. That's not going to be entertaining. But
it's still a good. It's still a good matchup.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. And Jose, it's a matchup and it's about entertainment, which is why I was going to tune in. But like if that was on network TV that night, if it was on, one of those Fox Sports 1s or something, I would have definitely tuned in.
Yeah, but not for $40.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, not for $40. You're not like I won't pay money to watch that. Like if it's on a channel that I already subscribe to, fair enough. But I'm not going to pay extra money to watch that. But
not $40. But if it was a Friday night fight, it'd probably be one of the most watched Friday night fights of the year. Like it's a good matchup.
Yeah,
agreed.
Good to like guys that have fought named fighters.
Yeah. I understand the concept behind BKB. I mean, everyone hates runners. So why don't you just put the most entertaining fighters in the ring in a concept where
they can't
shorten the rounds, so you have to go all out?
Yeah.
Shorten the rounds, shorten the ring. Fucking...
It's right up MV Chu's style.
I mean,
this is made for you, Chu.
I love this shit. I fucking love boxing.
I love BKB. I love
BKB. I fucking love this shit. The only thing is, like you said, that fucking belt looks tacky as fuck.
Yeah, man, that looks bad. That looks like Charlie Z shit or something like that.
Yeah.
But do you guys not also agree that? I mean, myself, I'm shocked to hear that Brian Vera got knocked out by Gabe. Man, I don't think Gabe could beat him in a normal boxing match.
Yeah, because this guy has a fucking iron chin, man. He's known for that shit. I mean, Chavez threw everything in the kitchen sink and then knocked the fuck this guy out.
Yeah, that's why it's surprising.
Yeah. Nah, but a knockout like that, he didn't go face down. He was walking about for like 5 seconds.
He was out on his feet.
Yeah, that's worse.
Yeah. But I mean, would you guys have picked Rosado to beat Vera in a normal boxing match or not?
Oh fuck no.
No.
That's what I mean.
But you know what, Jose?
That's what happened though.
You know what, Jose? Though I think a lot of it was accumulation though, because up until then he was taking a lot of right hands, like I said earlier. So I think it was just so many big shots, and they just kind of took the toll on Vera, and then the last few just finished him off.
I like Rosado, man. I think he's got skills.
I like
think
Rosado.
Rosado's gave GGG his toughest fight.
Yeah, and he give Peter Quillen a run for his money as well.
Exactly. I don't. Skill-wise, there's two different levels. Brian Vera and Rosado.
A high elite and a bum elite, right? Two different levels of this shit.
Yo, Ski Master, did you see this, and what did you think, if you did?
Nah, I didn't see it. I only saw clips of it on Instagram. Everybody fucking posting little 15-second clips. But from what it seems like, is the fucking guy knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah, he did.
And like MV2 said, made him do the Walking Dead for a minute. Didn't know where the fuck he was going.
The Walking Dead, that's the new name. No, that's a good name, though. I like that. But Dave the Sinister, are you on the line? Because you've not replied to me on Skype chat.
Yo,
Dave.
Yeah, I'm in there, man.
We're talking about BKB, but if you just want to go back to the StubHub, go ahead.
Well, yeah. Before anything, give me my crow, because I did pick Porter, even though I didn't do it officially. Let me get my crow.
There you go, with a bit of hot sauce.
Yo, me too, man. Me too.
Good. We got a double up on the crow. Ski Mask, who did you pick?
Yeah, I picked Porter, man. Go ahead
some more.
with that crow, man. Please, fine. Let me get a breast and a thigh, please.
Nah, man, you're only getting breast, only breast.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
But Dave, let's get back to Porter, Brook. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say really quickly, because I have been kind of listening here and there, so I've heard some of the stuff you guys have been saying. But I mean, for me personally, when I was looking at that fight and I was trying to break it down, the only thing that really stood out to me was the strength. And that's kind of why I went with Porter, is that I believe that Porter was going to end up being the stronger man in that ring. I admit, Brook proved me totally wrong there, man. He came out there and he was throwing Porter around like he was a little brother or something. But it was solid. You can't knock Brook for the way he fought. Yes, the clinching and the holding, however you want to classify it or call it, it was a little excessive in my opinion. But after about I want to say the fifth round or so, it wasn't that bad. And it was, like everybody else saying, Porter initiating at least half the time. And then as far as the whole should he take it back to the UK, I think you guys are getting a little too caught up. I think it's his decision. I think that's what he's earned. It's not so much he's earned the right to take it back to the UK. He's earned the right to make that decision for himself. If he wants to stay in the US and try and build the hype, because everybody knows, like Jose was trying to say, I don't think he really got it out correctly, is that if you want to build hype, the US is where you want to be. UK is awesome. The UK is amazing, and everybody's going to watch. But if you want to get casual fans' attention, you got to be on the US's time zone and TV.
BKB in Europe will fucking be trash, right?
But Dave, does he not risk Dave, does he not risk like getting robbed if he comes to America again and like just getting a bad decision?
Well, look, I think every fighter runs the risk of getting robbed in any fight, no matter where they are. There are just those times where it's more likely to happen than others. But I don't think so, because I mean, look, he just went and took the champion's belt in fucking in StubHub on American soil. Like, I mean, I don't think necessarily he's gonna get robbed if he comes back to the USA.
Okay, and do you want to mention anything about Bika, Dirrell, Figueroa, Estrada?
You know what? To be honest, Bika and Dirrell, that was like the most horrible fight of the night at all.
Yeah.
Like I think Dirrell was just so pissed off about the previous fight and how everything went and getting that bullshit ass call that he didn't give a fuck how he looked. He just wanted to fucking
embarrass Bika.
Yeah. Which, you know, you have to admit, like, as ugly as it was, he did kind of outclass Bika. He did make Bika look bad.
Yeah,
but
Bika looked like a drunken.
That's already more words than I want to give to that, though. As far as Omar Figueroa, man, he did a phenomenal job, man. I got to give him credit because, just like Nota was saying, I was kind of starting to believe that he was done. You know, his hands have been giving him so many problems that, you know, he's a puncher. Like, he needs that power. If you take that away, what has he got?
Yeah.
He's got nothing. So I give him some credit, especially, like, to get that horrible cut and then come straight out and fucking knock Estrada out like that. That was insane. And BKB, I have to say, I was extremely surprised. Extremely surprised. Because, you know what? I was expecting a rock'em sock'em type thing. I was expecting people to just go at it. But to be honest, man, like, Rosado's movement was kind of nice. I liked how he was kind of like bobbing and weaving and moving around a little bit. It was definitely more skilled than brawling. So
yeah,
I'll definitely check it out if there's more. Not necessarily like you guys say, you got to get some big names in it, otherwise it's gonna fall off. But I don't think necessarily have to get the biggest names in the sport to keep this going. You know what I mean? Just get enough halfway decent talent that pulls enough attention.
I think a lot of people will go over to BKB. You know, the guys that have not really got the shine in boxing, they might think, "Fuck it, I'll go over there and maybe try and get a few wins and stuff." So yeah, there's definitely a talent pool BKB can kind of pull from, like the lower level boxing dudes. But Jose has left the line, and so has Kevin Horn. So thanks to those guys for calling in. Guys, the voiceover chick wants to say something.
At this time, we would like to ask you to fold up your tray tables and strap into your safety belts. We are now approaching the black hole.
No! The thing is, there was no UK card today. There was no UK card this weekend, so the black hole is the German card with the Johan Pablo Hernandez defending his IBF cruiserweight strap against Figueroa Arslan. I don't think anyone on the line saw this fight, so I'll just give my 2 cents. It was a good fight, and you don't really hear me say that about any German cards. And also,
was it a good fight or was it a good fight?
It was a good fight, good. But it was also a great atmosphere. You don't really hear me say that either for a German card, but I don't know if it's because obviously Arslan's got a good German fan base, and Hernandez, after living there, because he's Cuban, he's lived in Germany for a long time, he speaks German. I don't know if it's a combination of those two things, but there was definitely a good atmosphere in that arena. As to the fight, Hernandez started off well. First 3 rounds, he was digging in shots to Arslan's body. He was tapping him upstairs, and then right hook to the body, left hook to the body. Arslan, classic Figueroa Arslan style, hands very high, walking Hernandez down. Hernandez was getting caught a lot by jabs. You know, when he steps away after he's thrown his punches, the hands are always low. And because it was Southpaw versus Southpaw, he usually does that against other Southpaws. I watched a few of his fights on YouTube, and when he steps away, he gets caught with the jab, unnecessary punches. After the 3rd round, though, it just seemed like Arslan, Hernandez gassed a bit, man. Like he put everything into those 3 rounds, and he has been off for a while. I think it is 9-10 months. I think he had a fight scheduled this year, but it got cancelled because he had diarrhea throughout the camp or something. So the fight got rescheduled or cancelled. But after the 4th, 5th, and 6th, I think I gave them to Arslan because Hernandez just seemed to slow down. His punches didn't have enough. He was just doing tappy punches upstairs, and then he was loading up with the big ones to the body. And then there were a few kind of swing round in between. Then back and forth rounds. So Hernandez would win the round and maybe win another one, and then Arslan would come back with another 2 rounds. And for me, it was a very back and forth fight. Maybe the 11th and the 12th were both of them were pretty gassed. Not a lot of punches were thrown in those last rounds, especially the 12th. The punch output was really low. They were just kind of standing away, not really doing anything, throwing the odd punch. I think they both knew that the fight was close, and they didn't want to kind of maybe lunge in with the punch and then get caught and then give that round away to the fellow fighter. The scorecard, I think it was a majority. I'm trying to look it up now. I think I think it was a split decision. I think one judge had it, given it to Arslan, and then the other 2 gave it to Hernandez. I gave it to Hernandez 115, 113. I've been talking for about 3 minutes non-stop without breathing, so I'm going to stop.
Quite right, because the German hole is even worse than the British hole, so fuck it.
Nah, Chew, if you watch that fight, I think you'd enjoy that fight, Chew, you know, serious. It was I think it might have been the best fight of the weekend.
I'll take your word for it, man. I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna make you watch that shit.
Can't make me watch anything, man. I'm not
We're gonna strap him down in the seat, fucking hook his eyeballs up like in Clockwork Orange and shit. Brainwash.
Yep. And that's about it, guys. Any news that you've seen that you want to speak upon? Go ahead now. There's not much to talk about next week. I think the only notable fight is Austin Trout's comeback fight. Apart from that, there's literally no boxing next week.
And just like that, my friends, I'll be the same to you Germans.
I heard Rock Nation won a purse bid for Quillin versus Korobov. They bid nearly $2 million.
So JG's getting into the boxing now.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, they're gonna pull it on in the Barclays or in DC. Apparently, they've got boxing licenses in New York and Washington.
Have they put on boxing before, Rock Nation?
I don't think so. And apparently they're signing Rigondeaux as well.
What?
This is all coming out of the blue, man. I'm reading this on Boxing Scene now, yeah. Quillin Koborov, purse bids won by Rock Nation. It's pretty crazy, man. But it's a bit out of the blue.
What the fuck? Why are they going to buy Rigondeaux, man?
I'm surprised about this shit. Let me read it out to you. Quillin Koborov WBO purse bid won by Rock Nation. In a stunning turn of events, Rock Nation Sports, the sports management company founded by rapper Jay-Z, blew away the competition at today's WBO purse bids for Peter Quillin's mandatory defense against Matt Koborov. Former Golden Boy executive David, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and now working with Rock Nation, was present on behalf of their company, which is eager to make a dent in the boxing promotional business. Top ranks Carl Moretti, who represents Koborov, 24-0, 40 knockouts, bid a shade over $515,000. Ramiro Gonzalez of Golden Boy Promotions, who represents Quillin, bid $1,207,000, and Rock Nation built just under $2 million. Moretti tells BoxingScene.com that Rock Nation is looking for a date in early November, 1st, 8th, or 8th as the current target, at Barclays Center in New York City and Washington DC being mentioned as the two possible locations. Rock Nation has obtained promotion license in both states. Yeah, this is some random weird news, but I guess
crazy.
I think after getting knocked out by Beyonce's sister, Jay-Z wants to get into the boxing business.
Do you think he hits hard?
Well, you know Jay-Z has history with Al Heyman. You guys know that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, they went to tranny parties together.
No.
They're in the.
Al Heyman was in charge of Beyonce's concert gigs, and he was embezzling from her with somebody else, and she sued him, and then he got out of the music industry altogether and went solely to boxing after that.
So Jay-Z's following him.
They have ties to the Illuminati. They went to the same club, right?
Jay-Z's trying to take that man's money. That's what's going on.
No, but it's Quillin not with Al Heyman. Quillin with Al Heyman.
You know, I have such a hard time keeping up with all that bullshit.
I'm the same. I don't know who's with who, to be honest. Like, it's so confusing.
Golden Boy. I know he's with Golden Boy at least.
But in a way, any competition is good competition. So if Rock Nation come in and they start making moves, I don't mind that. You know, they do better than what 50 Cent's done, because 50 Cent ain't done shit. But any other topics?
Shit about boxing.
Any other topics, guys, before we go?
No, that's crazy, man. So Peter Quillin is coming back from the woodworks, right? Fucking A.
I don't know.
Nah, you're all good, Cam. You're all good.
I've nothing to say other than Danny Garcia is a fucking bully. I was on last week's show. I think he's a fucking bully. And
a bully or a Billy?
A bully. No, it's still not clear. He's a fucking he's a cherry picker, as Boxing Troll says on Twitter. And as soon as he faces someone who can box and move like Carrera, then he's gonna get beat again.
Damn, so that's probably gonna be like a crazy Cold War now, right? Fucking Golden Boy clearing up with Top Rank. Maybe Mayweather Promotions is gonna team up with Al Heyman, And now we got Jay-Z in the mix. Fucking 50 Cent is somewhere in the dark. Fuck. Some bullshit.
That's some bullshit. But anyway, roll call time. Casual Fan, TBE Chef, Cam UK, Die Hard Casual, Dave the Sinister, Star of Paragon, Jazz, Nick G, Arigo Boss, EGN83, Special K, Number 1, MV2, El Dude, Fubear, Ed Cloyer, Kid Galabum, Local Mickey Can, That Dildido, The 1-7, Nothing for Something, Panama Said, King J87, KM Star, Z334, Broner's Brush, Joe Said It's True, and 2 guests. Cheers.
Yeah, guys.
Broner's Brush.
Shout out to Malibongwe for phoning in all the way from, I think he's in South Africa. Thanks to all the other callers. We'll be back next week. Peace.
Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Oh, dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
Kimo got this Boxing Coalition shit going on.
Who the fuck is Ringside Rob?
I'm Ringside Robert, guys.
Hey, if you're a casual fan, go fuck yourself, man.
Daniel, don't take the backseat of the car while you're driving though. That could be dangerous.
First time I hear the song, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos a Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
You can't come at the Lebanese prince.
Hey, I'm the Arab prince, motherfucker, so I can talk whatever I want, yeah?
I'm never surprised with anything Bob Arum says. I just hope he dies, son.
Do you want to be entertained or you want to see the best fight?
Both.
Yeah,
oh,
both.
Shit, you just want it all, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what casual fans want.
Fuck you, man.
You used all your bandwidth this month on the Boxing Coalition. That's what that was.
Hey, come on, man. Don't be jealous, man.
I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. Fuck that shit. I'm jealous.
How about you tell us what you ate for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.